drive you needed to have?
Yeah, I think our players did a really good job of, it's not going the way you want it to. It looks this way, and they just buckled down and played Michigan football. Really grinded it out on the ground. I was really proud of how the O-line started to come off the ball, and then knew we can go to 18 in the red zone, and he did a really good job making a play. It was a great throw by Davis. I think these guys did a really good job all night with their connection. Colson had 8 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. And really, I thought Davis did a really good job putting the football where it needs to be. The one pick, we told our guys on the sideline, like, at some point we got to go up and you got to play defense too, and you got to go get the ball in the post. So I thought he really did a great job controlling the offense, and I thought 18 did a great job as well.
Sharon, what kind of went into the decision to go with Davis, and what did he show you to kind of lift him into that role?
Yeah, just training camp. Him and Alex had a really good training camp, but ultimately he won the job. The last week, really, he was just consistent, took care of the football, made plays against that defense that you saw out there. So for us, it was a guy that they played hard for both players, but he ultimately took the job and won it. So, that made the decision easier for us.
Sharon, if you could walk us through that series there in the fourth quarter with the 2 overturned interceptions and what kind of happened for you and what you saw in those?
Yeah, I thought our defense was playing hard. I think, sometimes you get a little too emotional. We got to keep our composure in some things that were going on, and we ended up getting a pick with Will at the end, which was awesome. But it was just a lot of back and forth. They're a good football team too. I'm not taking anything away from them. But, at the end of the day, especially our D-line, these guys up front, they just kept the pressure on their O-line and kept him backing up and throwing the ball. So they did a really good job of just making sure that we got the ball back.
Chris? You just talk about the job that Khalil did on the last drive, and then also Dom's performance in the second half after kind of a rough first half maybe.
Yeah, I thought Khalil was running it extremely hard. Look at his stats. He was 15 carries for 92 yards. He averaged 6.1 a carry. So that's pretty good. And he had 3 kick returns for 74 yards, so 168 yards of total all-purpose yards. So pretty good performance by Khalil. And O-line it takes time. I've said it before, you're not going to be the same product you are in week 2. They'll be better next week. So it's going to take time for them to gel, and I think they needed that last drive to really get that feel and feel what it feels like to be together and grind through a game, and it's going to help them and prevail for us for sure.
Sharon, can you take us through your night pregame? It looked like you were so fired up you might have, suited up, and then just kind of threw the game tighter than you maybe thought, etc.
Yeah, I wasn't suiting up. I've held the bag for a couple of these guys and take snaps. I've given snaps to Davis, so I got no snaps left in me, and I got no plan on trying to return and no eligibility. But that's just who I am. Wore my emotions on my sleeve. I was excited, so I expressed it. But I was so excited just to watch our boys play. It's when you're in training camp, when you're in spring ball, and you're doing all this, and you get the opportunity to be out there. You only get 8 opportunities this year to go out there in front of our home crowd and play. So, yeah, I was going to be excited, and I was hopefully infecting some juice in them, and they played really hard.
Well, Joe?
Sharon, you knew losing so many starters from a championship team that it wasn't going to be an immediate, easy transition. Was it about what you thought, or was those growing pains, at least early on, even more than you thought they might have been?
No, I think we're always going to strive to be perfect. Defense played really good, but there's going to be things that they want to get better at. Offense, we had our ups and downs, and we're going to try to get better. So there's not really a time we're ever going to think we've reached the pinnacle and reached where we needed to be, because I think when you do that, you've already lost. So for us, in all the phases, special teams as well, we're going to just continue to strive to be better.
Noah?
Yeah, with Khalil's performance and with him getting more touches than Donovan tonight, do you see him as a potential lead back for this offense?
We think we have two guys that are starters, so we'll play both of them. Let them keep playing, and you're going to need all of them for the long drive, long haul of the season. So we'll just keep playing both of them.
Reminder, we got 3 players here. We'll start.
Yeah, let's ask them. They're the ones that
Don't-
play.
If I could go to Davis, just what was your reaction when you did realize you were starting and you were told that, and then obviously getting a majority of snaps tonight? Just walk us through those emotions.
Yeah, I think, first of all, just excited when Coach pulled me in and let me know, and felt, just proud of the way that I performed in camp. And then I think that night, and then but once the next morning hit, I was like, man, now it's time to like really win football games, and that switch flipped pretty naturally for me, and I just knew that this team needed to rely on me, and I needed to be a guy that they could count on, and so it went right into like, all right, now it's time to go, and kind of proud of the way the guys battled tonight, and the guys trusted me and rallied around me, and we got a lot of work to do, but I'm excited where it started.
Sharon, you guys started strong and then finished strong offensively, but in between there was obviously some struggles. How did you feel about the flow and everything from a play calling perspective?
Yeah, I thought it's football. It's not always going to be perfect. It's going to be up and down. I thought the play callers did a great job, and we got to execute the play calls, whether it's offense or defense. So play calls I thought were good, and we just got to continue to execute at a high level.
Ryan?
Davis, obviously you've been through a lot to get to this point. Was there any time where you kind of reflected on your journey and what it took for you to get here and be the starting quarterback at Michigan?
A little bit. I mean, definitely, range of emotions when you first find out, and excited to just be the guy that you can be for this team, but definitely was able to kind of, reflect on the people who'd helped me get here and my family and those people who had supported me, and even, just other kids, meeting a kid that yesterday before practice, kid named Finn who had leukemia and then also Down syndrome, and me and Coach Moore had a great time with him, and that just keeps putting things in perspective for me, and just reminds me of my why I want to be out there every day, work my tail off for these guys and this team, and I think it helped with, the nerves a little bit, and just knowing that, man, like I'm ready for this opportunity, ready to make the most of it, and I'm proud of us.
Tony?
Yeah. Hey guys. So I guess this is for Sharon Davis and Colson, if I could, I think. So Colson obviously had a great game with eight catches for 87, but I think the rest of the receiving core combined 8 catches for 34. I guess is that just sort of how tonight was? Do you want to get them more involved? Maybe Davis, what you saw, and Sharon, your thoughts about just the balance.
Yeah, I mean, we always want to be balanced, but if you leave him open, he's going to get the ball. So Davis is going to go through his reads how he needs to and throw it to the guy he thinks that is open. So that's what we're going to do. That's how it goes. Maybe next game he might catch 10, he might catch 2, but for us, we're just going to try to make sure we put the best people in position to make plays and let the guys make plays.
What about Davis? I guess.
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, if they're going to leave 18 open, we're going to throw them the ball. So it's pretty simple. And we're going to keep doing that. And then, the other guys, Maj, Timo, Peyton, Fred, Kendrick, Marlon, those guys are going to step up and make plays too. So just whatever the defense presents us, there were definitely some plays today that, I probably could have thrown it to receivers too who were open. And those guys could have made plays too. But I'm just going to stick to what I'm being coached to do, stick to what Coach Campbell is preaching every day. That's the smartest guy in America. So I'm listening to him, and we're just going to keep things rolling.
On the right, Charlie?
Davis, how do you assess your performance?
Hold on,
Colson's got to answer questions.
Go on, say it. Go on.
No, y'all hit it on the head. Yeah, like you said, we got a lot of talent in the receiver room. Maybe they didn't show that today or didn't get the opportunity to show that, but they will eventually, and they'll step up when their number's called.
Charlie?
Davis, how do you assess your performance out there? And at moments, is it at all hard to get into a rhythm if you keep getting subbed in and out of the game, or is that just kind of what you've been used to through camp?
Not at all. I'm whatever is going to help us make plays. I was so happy for Alex when he had that first touchdown. They were yelling at me to get back in the sideline box because I was halfway down the sideline in the end zone. So not hard at all. I'm perfectly prepared to do that, and whatever this offense needs. I feel like personally, definitely just need to clean things up on third downs. We left some meat on the bone on those plays, and those are key plays in the game. So, we're going to go back to the drawing board and, find some ways to get better. But overall, just proud of kind of how I handled myself, emotionally and was able to get the ball to our playmakers. And sometimes things were hard, but proud of the way we fought.
Any questions for the defense?
Yeah, zeros. This guy's like killed him.
I can save him. I can save him for next week.
Excuse him, so we can talk to the guys. Tom?
Yeah, Sharon, game one, week number 1 to week number 2. I know we're not in the game week, but
Yeah.
what are the biggest improvements you would like to see for the Texas game next
Yeah, everything. We're not. Yeah, we're just not going to say that we want one piece of our game to be better. We're going to strive for perfection and chase excellence. So everything. We're going to try to get better on offense in all phases, defense in all phases, We thought we were really good on defense, but we're going to try to get better on that and then in special teams as well.
In the back, Ryder.
Yeah, two questions, one for Davis, one for Sharon. Davis, I mean, how would you assess the functionality of the offense? What were the strong points, you think? What were the weak points?
Yeah, I think, obviously there were some moments where we struggled to, get the ball moving and do some things on third downs, and that falls on me as a quarterback to, make sure we're in the right play and doing the right thing. But, we can't leave ourselves in third and long. We got to keep the chains moving. I think, that first falls on all of us to keep us going. But I'm just so proud of the way the guys battle. I mean, that last drive, that's Michigan football right there. And that's just momentum we needed. And I kept telling the guys, hey, we're going to get this thing rolling, things are going to start moving and popping. And they eventually did. And I think that just brought us all closer together, gave us all more confidence, more trust to just go out there and play fun and play free. I was praying we got another drive because I felt like if we got another drive, we would have scored again. So, I'm proud of the way the guys fought and the O-line especially. They really played well at the end there.
And Sharon, I mean, establishing the run early and the struggles to do that, how did that affect the play-action game and what you were trying to do maybe with that?
Yeah, it was really just it's a one guy here, one guy there. So things that we'll fix, we'll get better at.
Coach, big picture question. How do you feel about the opportunity to be the first black head coach to win a national championship?
We got to win next week first. I don't think about myself, so I just think about these guys. I just want to be successful for our program, for these guys. And yeah, that's the goal, is to win a national title, but really it's about the players that are sitting here that are in that locker room.
All right, I'm going to excuse Coach Moore. Give you guys a couple minutes. Sorry, Andrew.
Love you, boys.
We got these guys that want to go, so I want to get these guys to answer some questions to them. You were like everybody else had it up.
Davis, I was just curious, when Alex comes in, how does it not disrupt your flow when you're the starting quarterback and then Alex?
I mean, it's no different than in practice. Like, in practice, the ones are going, and then the twos are going, and then the ones are going again, and then the threes are going, and the ones are back in. So it's no different than that. Like, we'll, practice whatever, a third down period, and we'll have 3rd and 8, we get a first, and sometimes coach will let it ride, sometimes he'll kill it, and then the twos will go, and then we might come right back up on a 3rd and 7. So I got no issue doing that. Alex had ton of good plays tonight. I thought he ran the ball well, and obviously with the touchdown pass, that was awesome. So it doesn't affect me, and it's just the flow of the game. It's no different than if I was going in there and, on that play we were just hand the ball off to Dono. It's the same thing, so it's not an issue.
I have a follow-up, and I'm going to ask some questions since I won't be able to ask 3. How have you developed your chemistry with Colston, and also can you speak about your kicker and what he did today?
Yeah, Colston, I mean, he's easy to throw to. The guy, he always gets open. I can trust him out there. He's always going to do the right thing in the right place, and I think that started early in spring ball and in camp, just knowing that he was a guy that I could rely on. And it's been that way the whole time, whether it was thrown in the winter, thrown in spring ball, thrown in the summer, and then in fall camp, it was the same thing. So we're always make sure we're on the same page, communicating about things, and it makes it easy for me. So I'm very grateful that we have him. And then Zavada, I mean, that guy's been dog. He's been kicking it so well all camp. We've been yelling his name every time he drills one in practice. So it's fun to watch him kick the ball, and to know that once we get into his range, we're guaranteed points. So that falls on me. When throwing the pick, I got to be better about taking care of the football there. So because we were already in field goal range, but taking a shot down the field like that. But we're gonna keep being aggressive, and it's good to know. I mean, I've been here. We've had Moody, and then we had James Turner, and now we have Zavada, and they're all unbelievable. So it's a big part of our team and important to us.
Josiah, talk about the defense. First of all, the pass rush. And just your role out there and how fast you guys were playing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our mantra all camp. It's just playing fast, playing hard and physical. I mean, we came out there, we knew, set the tempo early, set the tone for the game, and, have that same mindset throughout, all 4 quarters.
Zach?
So I guess specifically speaking to the interceptions, I guess can you just speak to the momentum shift that caused for the defense, especially in a game where it was kind of tight until the 4th quarter?
Yeah, I feel like, any turnover, that momentum will shift. I mean, you just know those guys back there are going to do their job, and it's great to have guys like Will and, Macari back there. But, this is defense. We love it.
And then Davis, real quick, what is Zapata's range? I guess what is that line that you guys feel you have points?
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. That
She could be like 670.
I mean, we have like one of our field goal posts on the practice field is like 5 yards back for like safety, I assume. And he was drilling them from deep, like into the wind. So yeah, it's deep. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Davis, what's kept you at Michigan for 4 years? Did you ever think that you'd get at this point?
I think so. I mean, what kept me here was this culture, this group. Obviously, Coach Harbaugh. When I, he took a chance on me. I wasn't a surefire guy. With all the stars and all that, he took a chance on me and gave me an opportunity to come here, and I owe it to him and to this program and to this university and these guys to be here. And I never wavered. I never had any interest in leaving or going anywhere else. I wanted to be here. And obviously, there's been some ups and downs on the road, but it did feel really good tonight to get the win. And I've thought about this day for a long time, so and envisioned it a lot. So I'm proud of the way I played and feel like obviously the win is the most important stat. There's things to clean up, but I'm really proud of myself, and I'm just jonesing to get back out there next week and do it even better.
We're gonna go with 3 more questions for these guys, and then bring a couple other players in. Steve, Liz, Adam. Steve.
Josiah, you were part of the defense last year, the elimination and scoring defense. You all clicked pretty well tonight as well. Compare and contrast last year to this year.
I don't feel like there's much changes, especially with our mindset. I mean, we kind of carried over the same, rules and, mentality from last year, and we're just going to continue that. I mean, the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're going to have that same mentality coming out hard every game.
Josiah, Fresno State couldn't really get the run game going at all today. How are you guys so successful stopping the run?
I mean, we have Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant in the middle, so it makes it pretty hard for them to run inside. But, just the defense, running to the ball, the swarm mentality, especially stopping the run is our mantra. You stop the run, you leave them left-handed, so they're just throwing the ball all day, so you kind of expect plays.
Last question, Adam.
Yeah, Colston, this program's really prided itself on being physical at the line of scrimmage. How do you feel that element was tonight in terms of just your overall physicality on offense? Was it there? Was it not? Was it back and forth? How did you feel?
Yeah, I thought it was there at times, and it lacked it sometimes too. Maybe someone didn't strain, whether that's tight end, O-line, or receiver, just didn't strain enough, and guy got off and made a play late or whatever that may be. But like we've all been saying, we kind of got it together there at the end, and defense can only go so hard for so long, and I think that's credit to our strength staff and what we do at practice. But yeah, I think a lot, like everyone's been saying, a lot of meat on the bone. I think we could strain a little harder as a whole, but just great to get a win and time to prepare for next week.
All right, excuse these guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all.
Cheers, bro.
Safety hazard.
All right, we're going to bring up Dominic Zavada, Zeke Berry, and Kalel Mullins. Guys, have a question for you? Starting back here, Rachel. And then we got Charlie over there, and Rekka over here.
Dominic, the question has been asked, what's your range?
My range usually depends. In game, I try and tell them 37, 38-yard line. That's just kind of a baseline, so that'd be a 55-yard kick. But depending on the circumstances, I can go back to 60. First I've ever kicked to 65. That's with a little wind, so we'd have to see.
When you have an opportunity like tonight to choose to keep going and adding points on the board, and it's not a game where it's coming down to your points, but you just keep getting those reps, what's going through your mind?
It's just a great opportunity to kind of keep getting reps, getting used to the atmosphere, used to the field, and just the speed of play. So, yeah, I'm really thankful that my coaches believed in me to put me out there. Yeah, it was just a great night.
All right, Charlie?
Well, I think an assumption coming into the season was that Donovan would be that running back one. Is that how you view things? And more than that, can you assess your own performance coming into tonight?
Yeah, I feel like going into the season, me and Donald always just viewed it as, kind of a team thing, us just getting the job done together. So that's just how I viewed it. And then as far as my performance tonight, I think I played a solid game. I think later on, as we were able to soften them up, I was able to crack some big runs. But there's definitely some things that I need to clean up as well. Some things that weren't great as well. So.
On the left here, Andrew.
See, can you take us through your interception, what you saw?
Well, I saw the formation that they were in. I seen that lineman on number 2, so I knew kind of what was coming. So just played the ball, threw the ball, tipped it up in the air, and caught it and tried to score.
And then Will's interception, do you know, it seems like that's like a film study type interception where he jumped it. Can you shed some light on that?
I was on the other side of the field. I didn't really see too much of it, but I just heard everybody screaming, looked back, and seen Will trying to score the ball.
In the front here, we'll go over on the right, Recca, then we'll give it to Steve.
Well, you also made an impact on the kick returns that added to all of your yards. Can you talk about that and how you're able to impact the game?
Yeah, for me, I love catching punts, catching kicks. It's just fun. So when the opportunity arises in games to do it, I just smile and I try to take full advantage of it. And in some of those moments, I kind of felt like the team needed a little boost. And I feel like sometimes the biggest boost can come from special teams. So that was really just my goal out there, was to just have fun and try to give the guys a spark to help us go and really dominate this game.
Stand on the left here, Steve.
When you guys needed a touchdown drive at the end there, you got it. Talk about the satisfaction that came from that. And also, you had a couple real nice runs, like 21 to 15 yards. You guys were finally getting home. You were finally breaking. Talk about how it all came together.
Yeah, it was definitely great, and definitely came in a time of need. But just the other guys in the running back room, just talking to them, asking them what they were seeing, and they, everyone was just telling me, just keep throwing gut punches. The guys are gonna soften up eventually, and in the fourth quarter on that drive, it didn't seem like guys really wanted to tackle as much as they did earlier. So we were able to take advantage of that and score. So really that was just going through my mind, was just continuing to throw those gut punches, continue to soften up the defense. I used to play defense, so I know you don't really want to keep tackling over and over and over again. So, that's really what my mindset was to just keep trying to get some yards.
Noah?
Dominic, a lot of your kicks came at a time of the game when the offense really wasn't succeeding in moving the ball down the field. What does it mean to be able to put points on the board still at a time when the offense is struggling a little bit?
It feels good. I really think that, it feels good. I just think, it feels good. It feels good.
Left here, Wojo.
Hello, back to the running game for a second. With so many new guys, offensive line and everything else, did you think it would take a little bit, and you finally started to feel it coming there in the second half, and is that what it can be going forward?
Going into the game, I was just thinking about doing my job and trying to help the team win. And knowing as a team, we understand that we just have to deal with whatever we're faced with and try to do our best and go out and try to assert our dominance to win games. When adversity started to hit, when it wasn't clicking early on, we just all understood that, okay, just keep throwing these gut punches, it'll come, and just keep being consistent, keep throwing the gut punches, and eventually it'll soften up and we'll be able to put some plays together and put a couple drives together. Beforehand, really just focus on doing my job, really. But.
On the right, Zach.
Dominic, how much did the success of Jake Moody and James Turner, lead to you picking Michigan, and have you talked to them at all? Or?
Yeah, so James Turner's actually been a really, really big part of he's been around. He was around all fall camp, just kind of helping me out when he wasn't, working out with NFL teams. And he's just been kind of around at practice, talking to me, just kind of picking my mind. I've been picking his mind, asking him questions. Just walk me through your pregame, walk me through what's going on in your mind when we get the ball back. And then I got to hang out with Moody. He was here over the summer, which was really awesome. I got to pick his brain too. He's a really cool guy. Both of them just awesome dudes, and they did everything. They totally answered every question I had. So love them, and I thank them. Yeah.
Brian?
Kalel, how would you describe Davis Warren and his demeanor in the huddle?
Oh, Davis has been great all throughout camp, all throughout my time here. He's able to take control of the huddle and take control of all the guys and direct us and lead us. That's a huge part of what he brings. And even when things may be not going as well or going great, he's always able to not get too high with the highs and not get too low with the lows and be that level head that we need.
In the back, Reiner.
This is for Kalel. Do you find it concerning that the breakthrough didn't happen until midway through the fourth quarter, or do you find it encouraging given that maybe it supplies some momentum heading into the Texas game?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's football. Anything can happen. You can't go in just making assumptions or thinking some things might just go one way. So being able to deal with the adversity, face it, and overcome it is a good sign. And but the main priority is just getting back on Monday and attacking this week of practice and continuing to do that each and every week of the season and getting better each and every week of the season. So,
based on your experience, how realistically do you see this offense improving, or how much do you think it can improve in a week's time?
I think this offense can be great, and I think it can improve a lot in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, whatever it may be. But I'm super excited about this offense, and I can't wait to play next week. I can't wait to play the week after that and continue to put together games and be out there with those guys. So.
On the left, Adam.
See Coach stop and talk about the jump between week 1 and week 2. Where do you feel like defensively you guys can make the biggest jump, especially going against an offense that obviously is pretty powerful with Texas?
Having the back 7 guys, all on one accord, make sure that we all on one page with each other, because probably is going to be a pass-heavy game. So just make sure that if we're on the same page, then I feel like we'll be good with that.
On the right, Charlie.
This is for anyone really, but when did you guys find out that Davis Warren was going to be the starter, and what was the team's reaction to that knowledge?
Shoot. We found out earlier this week, and like as you guys kind of saw tonight, both guys were playing, and for us as teammates of the quarterback, we understand the pressure and all the things that come with it. So it's our job at the end of the day to support whoever's in there, and help them be the best they can be. So that's all we've been doing, and that's all our focus and mindset has been.
Anything else? All right, Liz, finish up there.
Z, can you speak on Rayshon Benny's performance today and the rest of the defensive line, especially being able to stop the run game so effectively?
Having the front 7 that we have, they played hard, stopped the run as best as they could today. They were prepared, ready to play and hit another team other than our teammates. So, the performance that they had put on today was outstanding.